Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Essendon went into last year's finals as a team on the rise, but it has all gone wrong since at the end of last year's home and away season. Many in football, including Essendon fans, were getting excited by the team's late surge to hit finals in 2021. Under first-year coach Ben Rutten, the Bombers won 5 of their last 7 games to clinch a spot in September. They were playing an exciting brand of football with plenty of young talent, and Essendon seemed to be a team on the rise. Fast forward 8 games and it is a very different story. The Bombers have been bounced out of finals by the Western Bulldogs, before crashing to a 1-6 record after 7 rounds, culminating in a bookend loss to the same Bulldogs, who, while having their own struggles this season, had too much in reserve for Essendon. The team is off the pace, the fans are restless, the players are under fire for their on-field performances, the coach has admitted to frustration, and the club is decidedly not where it thought it would be at this point. So what has caused this perfect storm at Bomberland? The two Essendons Let take the 7 games leading into the finals, and compare with the 8 that came afterwards. Round 17 to 23, the signs were good. A little earlier than this period, in round 15, they held eventual premiers Melbourne to within 2 goals at the MCG, and in round 21 they beat the other soon-to-be grand finalists, Western Bulldogs, by 13 points. Some of the other wins were against less impressive opposition, Gold Coast, Adelaide, Collingwood and North Melbourne. But they came close to the finals-bound GWS as well. Form-wise they were ticking boxes. The Bombers were winning clearances, led by Darcy Parish, who was on his way to a top 5 finish in the Brownlow. They had the advantage in inside 50s, taking an average of 4 more marks inside 50 and making an average of 5 more tackles inside the forward arc than opponents. The effort was there, and the results were too. Elimination Final to round 7. Looking back at season's end, it is perhaps not surprising that the Bulldogs, who later frightened the hell out of Melbourne for 2.5 quarters in the grand final, had too much firepower for Essendon in the elimination final. But the size of the loss, 49 points, and the scale of it were hugely disappointing. The Bombers were well beaten in contested possessions and clearances. The Bulldogs produced 18 tackles inside 50 to put huge pressure on Essendon, and Rutten's team were forced to make 80 tackles around the ground. The feeling was still positive entering 2022, but even before round 1 things started to go wrong. Well, Snelling did his calf days before the season opener, so Essendon had to go without his forward pressure. He has not returned and is still seen as a few weeks away. McDonald Tipungwuti last played for Essendon in round 21. His pressure was missed against the Bulldogs and in games following, not to mention his goal-scoring ability and assists. Then Kyle Langford picked up a hamstring injury in the opening game. It is not just the personnel who are out, however. Given the relevant records, 5-2 late last year to 1-7 since, you might expect that the team would be down across the board, and you'd be right. But a few areas stand out. The Bombers are giving up 10 more turnovers a game than they were late last season. They are averaging 3 fewer goals scored per game in 2022. They read down 4.5 a game in clearances, 3.5 in contested marks, 2.6 in marks inside 50 and 3.3 in tackles inside 50. Aside from turnovers, the only place Essendon is going up is a slight rise in overall tackles and contested possessions, and a big jump in uncontested possessions. The Bombers are averaging 267.5 a game, up 34 on late last year. This all helps paint a picture. The midfield is struggling. Devon Smith is out of form and out of the side. Shiel was dropped for last week and then reprieved because of a late out. Skipper Dyson Heppell is down in several areas, including tackles and inside 50s. Overall, inside 50s have dropped slightly, but against the Demons, 39, Dockers, 41, and last weekend against the Bulldogs, 41, the numbers fell away. The Bombers had more possession than the Bulldogs, but they're cautious. Sideways style meant they went inside forward 50-27 fewer times. This does not seem to be a quick fix. It is not just a couple of key areas, it is across the board. Whether the outcome is a result of the game style, or the players' failure to execute, or both, what is clear is that confidence levels are at a low ebb. Where to now? The pressure is building fast on Essendon, and the scheduled DOESNT offer much help in the foreseeable future. First up are the Hawks at Docklands on Saturday night, which shapes almost as a line in the sand. Hawthorn were tipped for the wooden spoon by plenty of pundits before the start of the season. Instead, they are